So Green Day have just released a greatest hits album called God's Favourite Band. My first comment is I love the title. I'm pretty sure that that became a thing because of their live DVD Bullet in a Bible. Trey Cool says, "Why is the sky so clear today? Because God wants to see his favourite band," or something like that. Excuse my accent, apologies. But yeah, I just loved that quote, and I think a lot of other people loved that quote. I always like say it to people and expect them to know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I just love the whole like theme of this greatest hits album. So I'm gonna start with a rating, which might be kind of weird because it's a greatest hits album, so everyone knows, based on the fact that I obviously like Green Day, that I'm gonna really like the songs anyway, but obviously we've heard the songs already years ago. Greatest hits albums are more for people who are just getting into the band and they want to kind of see the best of kind of thing before you kind of really push yourself into the albums and stuff and really like understand the band. When I first started getting into Green Day in 2005, when I was 12 years old, I think International Superhits might have been my first album. It was either that, Ducky or Nimrod, because my mum already had American Idiot, so I was just listening to American Idiot on iTunes from her laptop like every morning. Our memories all alone in the what was I talking about? There was 4 songs I think off American Idiot. American Idiot, Holiday Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and When September Ends. I would have chose different songs because they weren't my favourites off American Idiot, but they are like the hits, and sometimes with the hits they're kind of the ones that the big fans forget about, like myself. So I would have probably chose like Jesus of Suburbia, Saint Jimmy and What's the Name or something, but that wouldn't have fit well into a greatest hits album. That's not how like greatest hits albums are made. Another reason is because it says 2 new songs and one of them isn't a new song, it's from Revolution Radio, but with oh no, I forgot her name, but with Miranda Lambert. So that's another thing where I feel like just say a new song, you know what I mean, or like a new song and a new version. I can understand it, but it's just, you know, just little things like that are why I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I think because they made International Super Hits 16 years ago, so that was pre-American Idiot, they already had all the kind of 90s hits on there, so they didn't want to concentrate too much on all the 90s songs. I think it's almost perfectly split between pre-American Idiot and post-American Idiot. Obviously they'd never be able to put all of the fan favourites in there. They've put 2000 Light Years Away in there, and they've just released a video of it, which is like clips from all their old gigs and stuff, and I love it because it's kind of like, it just feels like everyone's feeling a bit nostalgic and celebrating the greatest hits of this band that's been going on for like, what's it, nearly 30 years now. So yeah, I love the fact that they've released a video for 2000 Light Years Away and that was on there, because I kind of didn't expect it. Even though it is like a huge song, it seems like it might be more of like a fan favourites rather than something that they put on the greatest hits. Who knows? So yeah, that was definitely a good choice in my opinion. The only song from the trilogy, Uno Dos Tres, that they've used is Oh Love. That wasn't one of my favourites, but it was like the main single from the first album, so it does make sense why they've put it on there. But yeah, people are kind of forgetting about Uno Dos Tres, and obviously it weren't like the best thing that Green Day have ever done. I think they've said that in like some interviews, that it weren't like executed that well, and just releasing that much at once kind of gets some things lost. Like they don't get the main attention and you can't get the perfect result when you're releasing so much. Some of my favourites from the trilogy were Dirty Rotten Bleep. Don't know if I can say that word on YouTube anymore without getting like demonetized or whatever. Brutal Love, Let Yourself Go. Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember that well. I expected 99 Revolutions to be on there for some reason, because they I think they opened, I'm just cracking my knuckles, grossing everyone out. I think they opened the gigs from that tour with 99 Revolutions, if I remember correctly, might be wrong. Ordinary World, the new version with Miranda Lambert. It's nice, obviously, but it's not like the most, we've already heard the song and I thought the song was perfect the way it was. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just a lot more personal when Billy Joe does it on his own, but I did really like the harmonies. She has a nice voice. It's not the kind of voice that I normally like, it's really country. Like, she sounds so country. I love the song in general, but I'm not commenting on the song, I'm commenting on the new version. It sounds kind of like they recorded it live as well. They probably didn't, because I'm not sure whether that would, well, I mean, it's an extra, so. But yeah, it sounds kind of like they just kind of sat and recorded it live, like together, like a perfect one take kind of thing. It'd be cool if they did do that. The completely new song, Back in the USA, I really like it. It's my cover this week. I uploaded it yesterday, so go and check that out. I do really like it. I think it's really, really catchy, and I love the fact that it's political, because I like it when Green Day do the political stuff. They don't do it as often as some people make out. Yeah, they believe in it and they want to share their opinions, so I like it. I love the lyrics in the song and how it's made to be such a catchy song. Obviously, if you watch the video, it makes a bit more sense what I'm trying to describe, but it's kind of comedic. It's like almost comedic, the way that they say things that are almost really harsh, but in like a catchy sing-along kind of way. I think you get the point I'm trying to make. There's also that line about let them drink poison and it tastes like lemonade. That reminded me a bit of that cult that did that. I forgot the name, but if you watch American Horror Story, they go into detail about it as well. There was a guy who ran a cult and he eventually got like hundreds of people to drink Kool-Aid, I think it was, that was poisoned, and they killed themselves, and it's like super dark and harsh, but it's put into this little catchy tune. And yeah, it kind of seems like a bit of a hint towards the way possibly the government or people in power run things a little bit like a cult. You know, it's all to do with that kind of political agenda that I think Green Day are talking about, and the lies and stuff, the manipulation, and I think that's what this song is about. I would have liked it to be a tiny bit longer. I know it's 3 minutes long, but it is just kind of intro, verse, chorus, I think. I don't think there's no middle eight or like a long outro or anything. I think maybe an outro or a bit of a middle eight would have been really good, but it's only probably me that noticed that. Well, not me in the world alone. I'm not being like, it's only me that would notice that, but I don't know, I just like songs to be as much as possible thrown into one, even though that's not what most people would go for. Most people will not bother listening to a song that's longer than 3, maybe 4 minutes long. So yeah, that's my opinion. I like the new song and the new video. I love the video for 2000 Light Years Away. I think obviously it's hard to please everyone with the song list, but overall it's a pretty decent greatest hits record. Like I said earlier, I covered Back in the USA yesterday. I really hope you like my version. I'm going to put a link here to that video and a link here to my Green Day playlist, because I've done quite a lot of Green Day songs because they're just the best band in the world. Sorry, not sorry. If you like what I do, you can help me out by things like liking, sharing with a friend, commenting, subscribing, etc. I have links in the description, so please check them out, and I will see you again on Tuesday.